welcome back to The Distressed Princess. I'm Rhonda. Today is episode 3 of my Christmas crafting series 2021. Today is also a collaboration with my friend Devin, also known as Freckled Mom DIY. We've come together to bring you cozy cabin Christmas DIYs. I'll tell you a little bit more about her channel in just a little bit, but for right now, grab some hot chocolate or something nice and warm to drink and enjoy the first DIY. In the first DIY, let's make some faux birch logs. I actually had some real ones at one time. I don't even know what happened to them, but I'm really sad that they're gone. So I'm going to make some fake ones, and this time I'm going to make sure I know where they're at. So what you'll need for this DIY is some empty paper towel rolls and some empty gift wrap rolls. The first thing I did was cut down the gift wrap roll to be just a little bit bigger than the paper towel roll. And I'm going to cut a few different sizes because these logs were not cut uniform in the forest. And for some reason, I really thought that gift wrap roll was going to be harder to cut than what it was. So I'm using a knife. I really think some scissors would have done the trick though. So I was able to get 3 logs out of the 1 gift wrap roll, and then the paper towel roll will be a 4th log. Next, you'll need some brown craft paper that you can get at the Dollar Tree. You'll need to cut a pretty good size square of it off, and you'll need more as you go, but start with a pretty good size square, and then you want to cut it in a couple of different pieces just so it's easier to work with. Next, you will crumple up your pieces of paper. Crumple them up really good. Make that ball really tight so that all of the wrinkles are pretty deep set. Now tear that craft paper into strips. It's best if you don't leave any straight edges, and I didn't think about that at first, but before I apply this to the log, I do think about it, and I don't let there be any straight edges. Now you need to cover the ends of your pretend log, unless you want it to be a hollow log, and I'm using some wide painter's tape to do this. And I'm just going to take 2 pieces and make like a cross and make sure that it's all sealed up. And of course, do this on both ends. Then just use Mod Podge to stick down all your pieces of crumpled craft paper all over the fake log. Now, I lost a little bit of footage doing this, I apologize, but there's really nothing to it. And then once you get your paper stuck to the log, then do a layer all over the top of it as well. When the Mod Podge is completely dry, now it's time for painting. And I'm using my Rust-Oleum Linen White chalk paint and a regular paintbrush this time instead of a foam paintbrush. And it only took 1 coat because look how that does with this paintbrush. It just kind of naturally gives a wood look. And after the white chalk paint has dried, now it's time for details. And I'm using the Waverly chalk paint and truffle, but I imagine you could use any kind of brown paint or maybe even black paint. And I'm using my regular bristle brush again, and I'm just going to very, very lightly dry brush that truffle paint onto the log. Then for more detail, I'm adding some gray chalk paint into the mix. And this time I'm using a foam brush and I'm trying to kind of cut in those lines that you see that are on the birch trees. And don't forget to put some color on the ends of the logs as well. So that was pretty easy. It didn't really take that long, and now I have all these birch logs that I got to think of what I want to do with. So I decided I wanted to group them all together and make a little display with them. So I got a large enough rubber band that I could stack them all and keep them the way that I want them to look. And because this is a cabin video, I'm using red buffalo check ribbon to wrap around them. Then I added some frosty Christmas greenery that I got at the Dollar Tree when it was a hot commodity. You gotta act quick when it comes to the Christmas greenery at Dollar Tree. And I cut them off, individually off of the stems, and now I'm going to tie them down to the whole bunch with jute string. And there is no doubt about it, this was my favorite project out of these Christmas cabin DIYs today. And here is my partner in crime today. Her name is Devin, and she also has a YouTube channel called Freckled Mom DIY. She is an excellent crafter, a great entertainer, and she also likes to go live a lot. So if you like to interact with the crafters, then you definitely need to go check her out. Here's just a sampling of some of her most recent DIYs. Look down in my description box for a link to her video today and her channel. And the next DIY for our cozy cabin, I think we need a blanket. I got this one half price after Christmas last year at the Dollar General store. And I'm going to personalize it using my Cricut and this Smart Iron-On glitter vinyl. I'm going to add my detail just on one corner of the blanket. So I unfolded it and now I'm just using my Cricut Easy Press to iron it out. And here is the transfer that I made for the blanket. I'm just going to center it, just, eyeballing it into the corner of that blanket. And then I used my Cricut Easy Press set at 330 degrees and let it go for 30 seconds. Then flip it over and press it again for 15 seconds. When the transfer sheet is cool, then I peeled it off, and that's all there was to it, a personalized Christmas movie watching blanket. For the next one, you're going to need some of these palette looking little things from the Dollar Tree. You'll need 4 of them and a package of paint star sticks. I'm going to assemble a crate. So 2 of the pallets are for the bottom and 2 are for the sides, and the paint star sticks are for the long sides. So I made a mark on one of the paint star sticks where it was going to need cut. Then I lined up 3 more paint star sticks and made the same line so that they were all even. Now, mind you, at first, I really thought I was only going to need 4 of these paint star sticks. That would be 2 for each side. However, before I go to assemble, I decided that I actually needed 3 on each side. So in total, you'll need to cut down 6 of these paint star sticks. I have on my Christmas wish list one of those miniature tabletop chop saws, but until I get that, I'm just using my handsaw. Next comes assembly, which is really easy. Like I said, you just need 2 pallets for the bottom and then 1 on each end. And then I'm going to use some super glue, wood glue, to stick it all together. I've had really good luck with this wood glue. It comes from the Dollar Tree, and I think it dries even quicker than regular wood glue does. If you're really careful and you give it just a little tiny tad bit of drying time between putting on new pieces, you can assemble this whole thing in no time flat. And to be safe, I did put some extra wood glue on the inside corners. When it's safe enough to move the crate, turn it up on its side and glue down your paint star sticks to the sides. Wipe up any excess wood glue and then let it dry completely overnight. I used Waverly Antique Wax mixed with just a tiny bit of water to stain the wooden crate. Now to decorate. I have had this tea towel for a long time. I can't even remember where it came from, but there's no shortage of cute towels around. So just go to a Home Goods, TJ Maxx, or maybe even the Dollar General store and grab a cute towel, because I like to have a linen with my floral arrangements. I'm going to add in this candle, and it fits kind of down inside of this glass container that came from the Dollar Tree, but I like that it didn't fit all the way down inside because it gave it some height. Now, to hide that empty part of the glass at the bottom, I'm going to put some Christmas greenery with white berries. These came from the Dollar Tree, and I like to just bend the stems up whenever I can instead of trimming them all down. In case I ever want to reuse these for something else, then they're all still intact. For the front, I'm going to put a cluster of pine cones. These pine cones were already on hangers, like they were ornaments for a tree or something, so I just strung them all up using a piece of jute string and turned them into a cluster. Then I hot glued the end of the jute string to the inside of the crate. I thought I was done, but then I decided I wanted more of that pretty tea towel showing, so I took it all apart and redid it really quick so that the tea towel is hanging out both sides. The next idea is really quick and simple. It's using a charger, and if you recognize it, they have these at Dollar Tree, but look, they also have it at the Dollar General store too. And so that is going to be the base. Now I'm going to add a hurricane lamp that I got at Goodwill. It doesn't have a bottom to it, that's okay. I'm going to use a candle that's already in a jar, and I'm gonna put that down in the center. Around the edge, I wanted to put some more of that frosty greenery from the Dollar Tree, and my bending of the stems just isn't going to work this time because there's no way to bend it all around that hurricane and make it look right. So last resort, when I have to, I cut each one off individual. I wanted to add some more red buffalo check to this so it ties in with some of my other decorations. And this bow comes from the Dollar Tree. It comes with a twisty tie on the back. I removed that, and I'm stringing a piece of jute string through it, and I'm just going to tie it around the hurricane. And this last one, I'm not really going to call a DIY. I think I'm just going to call it an embellishment because look how cute this sign already is from the Dollar General store for $3. But they also have this really sweet ornament for $1 that I think matches it so well. Why can't we combine the two? And so I hot glued the cute little skis to the top left corner. Now let's take a look back at all the cozy cabin Christmas DIYs today. Thanks for watching today. Don't forget to check out Devin over at the Freckled Mom DIY. The link for her channel and her video today will be in my description box.